So yesterday what we have discussed. So it is just all about the Power BI. Like, okay, so can anybody tell? So what is Power BI?
It's a visualization tool.
Okay.
Business intelligence tool. You can use it as a business intelligence tool also.
Okay.
You can retrieve data from the 150 sources or any other.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So as I said, like Power BI is a reporting software. We call it as a reporting software. We call it as a data visualization software, and we call it as a data analytics software, and we call it as a business intelligence software. Okay, all are correct. I mean, we can call it any one of them. That is fine. So it is. So today I'll just show you like what are the topics we will cover, and the course syllabus I will show you, and then after that I can show you how to download the Power BI desktop. Okay, and then after that I can show you like how the Power BI desktop looks like. Okay, so let me share my screen. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the course content. So introduction will take at least 2 hours. So uh, introduction and also Power BI components. What are the components we have, and what is mean by ETL, and what is the data analysis, and the Power BI licensing. So Power BI desktop is a free tool, free software, so you can install without any price. Okay, but there is another component called Power BI service. That is a cloud service where we can publish the reports, right? So that for that we have a different licensing concept like Power BI Pro Premium and Power BI per premium per license. So premium per user. So these are the different concepts we have. But for our training purpose, we can use the free license. So we can use that also. I can show you how we can create and how we can use the free license in Power BI service. Okay, what are the Power BI keywords we have, and Power BI flow, how the data will flow from source to the Power BI desktop and then Power BI service, and Power Query Editor. This is most important. Okay, so where you do the all the data shaping and data manipulation, everything you do in Power Query Editor. Okay, so there are so many components, so many options we have in Power Query Editor. So, and then Power BI desktop overview. Okay, what is Power BI desktop and how and what are the building blocks we have in Power BI, and filters. This is the most important. Also, Power filters and slicers. Okay, and then visuals. We have different kinds of visuals. So, what are the visuals we use for the different data? So, for that we have a different kind of visuals, and reporting properties. Okay, once we create the reports on what are the properties we have in report, and there are so for each visual we will have a different kind of property. So I will show you all the properties also, and then Power BI service. As I said, like in Power BI service, we publish the reports and where users consume the report, and user access the reports, and user do the slice and dice all the stuff they do in Power BI service. So we will not give any access to the Power BI desktop for the users, end users or customers. Okay, and the calendar auto table creation. So we have a custom calendar auto table where we can create our own based on our requirement, and then we can use this calendar auto table in any of the reports. Okay, any report. And then email subscription. What is email subscription? Email subscription is like, for example, I have a created report and I publish to the Power BI service. Okay, user don't want to go to the Power BI service, and then so stop me if I'm going fast, or if you are not understanding or you are not catching me. Okay, just stop me wherever I'm getting fast. Okay, so yeah, so email subscription means, for example, I have a created report and I publish to the Power BI service. Okay, then user said that he whenever he start working for the day, then he want to see that report in email. Okay, he want to see that report as an email. Okay, he don't want to go to the Power BI service, so he don't want to log into the Power BI service, and he don't want to he don't have that much time. Okay, whenever he open the laptop and whenever he checking email box, the report should available in his email. Okay, so for that, so we need to set up the email subscription in Power BI service, so that what we can maintain the day intervals and the time at what time it needs to go and how many people it needs to go, and we just need to maintain the email subscription and the email IDs. Then every day, wherever whatever the time you have mentioned, that time it will send to the required people into their email box. So and then, so that is the email subscription. And then data gateway, like data gateway is like bridge between source to the Power BI service. For example, you created the report and you publish to the Power BI service. Okay, after that the data has to be refreshed, right? For example, I create a report and publish to the Power BI service today, and every day the new data will come, right? So that data, how this data will refresh, how the new data will come to the Power BI service, and how it will visible in report. So for that we need to have a connector, right? We need to have a connector that is called data gateway. So what we can say simply is data gateway. Data gateway is like it is a bridge between Power BI source to the it is bridge between source to the Power BI service. So once we install the data gateway, so we can add this source to the gateway, and then whenever the new data is coming, then the data will fetch from source to the Power BI service. Whenever we refresh the data, I will show you how to refresh and everything. Okay, so whenever we refresh the data, the new data will come by using this data gateway. So the data in the data gateway, we add the source, for example, we add the SQL server. Okay, we add SQL as a source in the data gateway. Then so whenever we click on refresh, okay, whenever you schedule the refreshes, so at the certain time, at the time which we have maintained, so it will go to the source and it will fetch the data into the Power BI service. So that is the use of data gateway. And then row level security. Okay, row level security. What is meant by row level security? So it is all about the restricting the data based on their roles. For example, we have manager, team leader, and project manager. Okay, a project manager and team leader. Okay, and team member. Okay, so in this case, we want to restrict a team leader need to show only their team members. Okay, their team members data. Just I'm giving example. Okay, so in real time it will be different. Okay, so row level security means, for example, in team member should see only their respective team members. So for that, what we need to do, we need to create a row level security, and we need to assign different roles. For that team lead role, then he can able to see only their team members data only. And the same way, for example, project manager. Okay, project manager contain all the team members information and also team leaders information, right? He needs to see, he should see team member information as well as the team leader information, because he is a project manager. So the similar way, we will create a project manager role and team leader role. Okay, so that is the simple example I'm saying. It is a in general example. So row level security means we will restrict the data based on their roles. Okay, for example, in real time, how we can say, like, for example, we have a different plans. Okay, different company codes. Okay, India, Germany, US, Canada, France. Okay, so whenever user login, whenever France login, France people login, they need to say their company code information. Okay, they should not see their another countries like India, US, Canada information. They should not see. That is correct, right? Because they are responsible only for their location, this Paris location or France location, right? They are not responsible for India location. They are not location for Canada location. So that's where you just need to restrict the data, restrict the company code wise. We need to create a row level security, so that whenever user Canada user login, he can only see the their respective company sales, respective company information, company profit. Okay, clear intavarku? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Any doubts, other guys? Yeah, clear, right? So simple, like I'm just giving you very simple example so that you will understand very well. Okay, so అంతేందుకు ఇప్పుడు బెంగళూరులో తీసుకున్నాం. బెంగళూరులో we have a different areas, right? Okay, మారతల్లి, హెబ్బాల్, సిల్క్ బోర్డ్. ఓకే, సిల్క్ బోర్డ్ ఏరియా సేల్స్ ఎంత ఉంది అంటే సిల్క్ బోర్డ్ ఏరియా పీపుల్ మాత్రమే చూడాలి. సో అదర్ పీపుల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, అదర్ ఏరియాస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వేరే వాళ్ళు చూడకూడదు. So it is all about the security, right? Due to the security reasons, so we need to restrict the data based on their areas or locations. So for that we use the row level security. And then incremental refresh. Okay, for example, you load the data into the Power BI desktop. Okay, so I'm just giving an idea like what is this concept of. Okay, but when this topic comes now, then I will explain you very clearly so that you will understand. So I mean, until then, just remember like what is the concept of for each component. Okay, so incremental refresh means, for example, you load the data. You first time you load all the data. For example, 5 years data I have. Okay, 5 years sales data I loaded into the one report. Okay, that is sales dashboard. Okay, sales report I have loaded the data into the Power BI desktop, and then every time I refresh the data, what system will do? System will go to the Power BI service. Sorry, system will go to the source and it will search for the 5 years of data. It will search for the 5 years of data, and it will search for the 5 years data wherever we have a new data, and it will get into the Power BI desktop. Okay, it will get into the Power BI desktop. But that is not used, right? For example, for the first time you have loaded all the data, 5 years data, and the next day onwards, what we need to have is whatever the change records or whatever the new records are came for the recent days. Okay, I mean, see, 5 years data load చేసిన తర్వాత మనం మళ్ళీ every day 5 years data ని రిఫ్రెష్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, right? Because we already loaded the data into Power BI desktop. So we don't need to load the data again and again every day, that 5 years of data. What ultimately we need is like, we just need the new records which are recently available, and which are recently available in source, and which are recently changed. So in this case, what we can do, we can implement the incremental refresh. So while implementing the incremental refresh, what we do, we will create a parameters. Okay, one is a start date and another one is a end date. Okay, let's say I want to have the data only for last 2 years. Okay, nobody will see the last 5 years of data, so they only care about last 2 years data or max 3 years of data. How their companies performing. Okay, last 3 years is 3 years. Based on that data they will analyze. Okay, so they will load, I mean, we will load all 3 years data for the first time, and then we'll give the parameter, we'll give the what you can say, a date intervals. Like we want to have the data, I mean, the data has to refresh, I mean, the data needs to get the from source only for last 2 days or 3 days or 10 days. అప్పుడు ఏమైతుందంటే ఓన్లీ లాస్ట్ 10 days మాత్రమే డేటాని సెర్చ్ చేస్తుంది. whenever we click on refresh in Power BI desktop, system ఏం చేస్తుందంటే it will search only for the last 10 days, because we have given the date interval, right? We have given the date range. Okay, we are telling to the system is go and search only for the last 10 days information. Okay, and get the data, whatever the change records are, whatever the new records for that 10 days information. Okay, so what it will go, for example, today is the 11th, right? Today is the 11th, and it will go last 10 days. It will search only for the last 10 days, and then it will give the output of last 10 days change records or new records. అప్పుడు ఏమైతుంది, obviously system performance will be good, right? So instead of searching for 5 years data, we are telling to the system is like, just search for only for last 10 days, so that, see, the drastic performance will be, I mean, the performance will be drastically changed. So 5 years data search చేయడానికి 10 days data search చేయడానికి it will be very very different, right? And the refresh will be very fast. For 5 years data, for example, it will take 10 minutes, but if you talk about the 10 days data, it will not take in even 2 or 1 or 2 minutes also. I think less than 2 minutes. In Power BI, it will be very fast. The performance will be very fast. Okay, so that is the use of incremental refresh. అర్థమైందా incremental refresh? Just a, I mean, overview.
Yeah, అర్థమైంది సార్.
Okay, Pawan, Sanjeev, and Vikrant, other guys, Harish.
Yeah, అర్థమైంది సార్.
అర్థమైంది.
డైలీ ఏదైతే ఆ రోజు మనం రిఫ్రెష్ చేసుకుని రిట్రీవ్ చేసుకున్నట్టు ఉంటుంది అది.
Sorry?
డైలీ జరిగే చేంజెస్ కానీ డైలీ వచ్చిన చేంజెస్ కానీ డేటా అనేది ఏ రోజుకి ఆ రోజు రిఫ్రెష్ చేసుకున్నట్టు తీసుకుంటాం మనము. పాస్ట్ డేటా అంతా కాకుండా ఫ్రెష్
మాస్ డేటా రా డేటా మనం ఏదైతే లోడ్ చేసినామో ఆ డేటా అనేది తీసుకోకుండా ఓన్లీ రీసెంట్ చేంజెస్ రికార్డ్స్ ని రీసెంట్ డేటా మాత్రమే తీసుకొని రాని మనం సిస్టమ్ కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తున్నాం అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ వేర్ వీఆర్ ఇంప్లిమెంటింగ్ ద సెట్టింగ్ అప్ ద ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ రిఫ్రెష్. ఓకే,
15 days కావాలంటే 15 days కి అట్లా కావాలంటే
for 15 also you can maintain. I mean, you can change the date ranges. So mostly we do only last 2 or 3 days. Sorry,
పారామీటర్స్ లో స్టార్ట్ డేట్ ఎండ్ డేట్ అనేసి మనం తీసుకుంటాం కాబట్టి ఎన్ని డేస్
పారామీటర్స్ లో స్టార్ట్ డేట్ అండ్ ఎండ్ డేట్ పెడతావు. తర్వాత once you set up that and once you go to the Power BI desktop, there we see the option called incremental refresh, and then it will give you the pop-up how many days of data you want to store, and that is one option. And second one is how many days of data refresh you want to store. So second option you maintain I want to get the data only for last 3 days or 4 days which are refreshed, or 10 days or 15 days. There you can change the date range. Okay
sir.
So there you can change it. So how many? I'll show you. Like once we come to this topic, then I can show you where you can set up the date range and where you can change the date range and everything. We can see it. Okay.
Rajesh, this is a cloud service, right?
Sorry.
This is a cloud service, right?
Yeah, Power BI is a cloud service only. Power BI is a cloud-based technology, so that is the reason nowadays I mean, like. Nowadays, everybody is talking about cloud, right?
So no, my point is it will be stored in cloud. Whenever we can want the data, we can take from the cloud, right?
No, in Power BI service, it will store the data in cloud. But in Power BI desktop, there are two aspects. One is how you want to load the data. One is import mode, and second one is direct query mode. Okay. These two aspects we have. For example, if I load by using import mode, the data will store in Power BI desktop in metadata. Okay, store in Power BI desktop. And if you talk about the direct query, then the data will not store in Power BI desktop. Whenever you refresh the data, it will directly get the data from Power BI. Get the data from source. For example, import mode. Okay, import mode అనేది ఏంటంటే, so it will store the data in Power BI desktop. Okay, Power BI desktop. And direct query mode అంటే, so it will not store any data in Power BI desktop, and so that the data will be available in source. For example, you are fetching the data from SQL, or okay, you are getting the data from Oracle. Okay, so it will not load the data into Power BI desktop. So it will directly fetch the data from source itself, whatever the source, whether it is a SQL, Oracle, or Excel, or anything like Azure, anything. So whenever you refresh the data, it will get the data from source. So what is the advantage? See, I mean, we have a for each for import and direct query their own pros and cons. Okay, I will not say like we have to go for always import mode, and I will not say we have to always go for direct query. So for each topic we have a pros and cons. So that is the reason, based on the requirement we need to go for import mode, or based on the requirement for we need to go for a direct query mode. So clear? Ever ready with the question?
Actually, how much data will be required? అంటే ఫ్రీ స్పేస్ అనేది ఉంటుంది కదా ఈ పవర్ బిఐకి. అజూర్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ బికాస్ దట్ ఈస్ క్లౌడ్. డిఫరెంట్ అంటే మనం దాచుకోవడానికి ఇంత పే చేస్తాం కదా, ఇది ఫ్రీ ఎంత ఉంటుంది అంటే ఎన్ని డేస్?
Power BI by using import mode, so the data limit will be 1 GB only. So if we have a data more than 1 GB, then we need to go for a direct query. For direct query, it depends on the license. So once it is come to the licensing partner, then I will explain like how. So for each license, so what is the limitation of data and what is the limitations we have. Okay. Yeah. So for import mode it is a 1 GB, and for direct query mode it depends on the licensing part. So it will be 10 GB, or if you are using Power BI Premium then it will be 1 TB. So based on that we can go for it. For example, if you are working in a big company, for even though still I'm using Power BI Pro. So Power BI Pro is at $10 per user, right? I said. So Power BI Premium is $5,000. Okay, $5,000. So that is a big difference, right? So that is the reason still I'm using Power BI Pro only. In my previous company also I have used Power BI Pro, and in my current company also, in TCS also I'm using Power BI Pro only, because it depends on the requirement, it depends on the data. So most of the time it will not be more than 1 GB, but it depends on the data volume. So we can consider the licensing part. Okay, clear? Sanjeev, one question.
Yeah, okay sir. Okay sir.
Yeah. So next is DAX functions. So as I said, DAX is data analysis expressions. Okay, data analysis expressions. So as I said, like if you are good enough, I mean if you are at least you know the basics of Excel formulas, then it is very easy for you to create a DAX formulas. See, in I mean most used DAX functions I will explain in this training session. But there are so many DAX functions, more than 100 or 150 DAX functions. But we will not use, I cannot say we will not use, but it depends on the company to company, it depends on the requirement, right? For example, in one report we use the basic DAX functions. For example, if in another reports we use advanced DAX functions, right? So I cannot, I mean, to be frank, I cannot explain all the 100 DAX functions. So, but I can tell you like what are the most frequent and what are the frequent DAX functions in any company will use. Those DAX functions I will explain you how to write the DAX functions and what are the use of the DAX functions and everything. Okay. So the DAX function is like a language. I mean for the language for the Power BI. So one of the language for the Power BI. And other functions like so these are the key concepts we have. And other functions we will cover it in the later days in the sessions. Okay. So these are the most important and key features. So if you learn all about these functions and these topics, then you are good enough to work in a company. Definitely. So if you are good enough and if you are well aware about all these topics, then you are good to go for the any company, and you are good for the preparation. Okay. And then after that I will show you, but most of the time I will show you in my real time environment only. So most of the time I will show you in the real time environment only, but in the last I can show you like in the real time, like how you get the requirement and what is the technical specification and how the requirements will be and everything I can show you in the last. Okay. But if you are సో మీరు ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని క్లియర్ గా అర్థం చేసుకొని క్లియర్ గా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే దట్ ఈస్ క్వైట్ ఇనఫ్ ఐ కెన్ సే. సో సో ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని క్లియర్ ఉంటే చాలు. So I mean, you are capable for the job, I can say. Okay. So I will share this topic. I mean, I will share this Power BI syllabus to you. And today, and so this is brief about the course content. Okay. And then I will show you how the Power BI desktop. And before that, I will show you how to download the Power BI desktop. Okay. Just go to the Google and then search for the Power BI desktop download. Okay. Just click on just type like this. Then you can see the first one only. Okay, the first one. Okay, this is the first one. First link only. You just click on the first link. Okay, and then come down and you can see here. So this is the download option, and before downloading you just check the details. Okay, what are the details we have? And very good thing is in Power BI is every month, okay, every month we will get the new updates. Every month we will get the new updates. New update means, so you don't need to you don't need to download every time, but sometimes yeah, so I think you just need to download every month. You just need to update your Power BI desktop. Okay, every month new update means, for example, this month you got some bugs and you got some errors which are not able to solve it. You are not able to resolve it. So what we can do, we can raise this to the Power BI Microsoft, and then in the next month you cannot see that error. And also they will add every month, new features. Every month new features. The existing features will be available, but they will add new features. So they will add advanced features, I can say. So you can see it every month. There will be new updates, something, adding new colors or adding new buttons, adding new options. And every month, see, if I talk about other technologies, they will not release every month. Okay, so for example, I'll tell you my scenario. I worked in a SAP BI. Okay, I worked in a SAP BI technology. For example, if I get any error, which I get any bug, system bug, okay, software bug, so they will not release every month. So even if you raise ticket to the SAP, sorry,
I didn't hear the clumsy voice is coming.
అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
వాయిస్ clumsy
వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుందా? ఇప్పుడు క్లియర్ ఉందా? మీ నెట్వర్క్ సెట్ మీ అందరికీ అలానే ఉందా? జస్ట్ టెల్ మీ ప్లీజ్.
కొంచెం వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
క్లియర్ ఉందా ఇప్పుడు?
ఇప్పుడు నో. ఓకే సార్.
See, what I'm saying is, every month Microsoft new update ఇస్తుంది. So every month new release will come in Power BI. So new release అంటే ఏంటంటే, so they will provide some new options, new buttons, okay, new colors and everything. They will provide new, I mean, I can say advanced features. So it doesn't mean that they will override with the existing options. Existing buttons అలానే ఉంటాయి, but apart from that they will provide a new options. So that means advanced features. For example, if you talk about Facebook or WhatsApp, so we see the new options, right? New updates, right? So it will ask that update the WhatsApp or update the Facebook, right? The same way, every month we will get the new releases, and you can, in the new releases they will provide all the details, like what are the options they have added. So even if you search for the Power BI desktop new version, okay, so the new version will be, for example, Power BI desktop, what is that, December, okay, December 2021 features and summary. If you click on this, you can see it, what are the features they have added in the December release. The same way in February, so you can see the January release. So 1 month before you can see all the options. See, like, so what is the options they have here? They have added this reporting, Sparkline as new format pane updates, And if you click on it, then you can see like, okay, where you can see this option, okay. And then data connectivity and preparation, Azure Data Explorer, this is another connector they have added, and FHIR, Dreamo software. So I mean, you don't need to worry about, because we will not use all these options, right? So most of the time we use SQL, Excel, and Oracle, Azure, and these are the source we use. And depends on the company, they use a different sources, right? They use a different sources. And in mobile, like new report default view. So in mobile view also we can see the report, right? So that is the best another best option we have. So you can see the reports in mobile also. So if you go to your Play Store, and then you can search for the Power BI, then you can see option, you can download that and you can access the reports in a mobile also. So that is the one of the best advantage we have in Power BI. So like in business people, like for example, CEOs or CFOs and general managers, so they sometimes like they are very busy, right? So they want to see the reports, they want to see their sales information in mobile only. They want to see the report in mobile only. So they don't want to open the laptop, and they don't want to see the emails, or they don't want to log into the Power BI service, right? So in this case, so we can provide that, maintain that report in mobile view. Then they can able to see the report in mobile itself. So that is very easy to access, right? So what I mean to say is like every month they will release the new options. Okay, they will release a new update, and in that update you can see all these options. For example, just simply I'm saying, okay, for example, this one, what is this sparklings అంటే స్పార్క్లింగ్స్ అంటే ఏంది? సో దాన్ని క్లిక్ చేస్తే ఎక్కడ నువ్వు ఈ ఆప్షన్ చూడగలవు. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ సీ దట్. See, this is the sparkling lights, like sales is getting sales by date, whether it is going up or going down. See, this is going down and this is going up, the first one. These are the sparkling lights. So you can see these all options in your Power BI desktop. Okay, see where you can see the option add sparklings. So you can see this option. I mean, in the coming sessions, once you start practicing Power BI desktop, the reporting and all, then you will clearly understood what are the options we have. But I'm just saying, I'm saying like, that is the best advantage we have. Like every month we will get a new update. Every month we'll get a new update. So wherever you stuck, wherever you got bugs or system bugs, then the bug will not be available in the next release. That will be resolved by in the next release. Only you just need to wait for 1 month. Okay, clear?
Yeah, yes sir, clear.
Yeah. So before downloading so you just need to, what I said, Power BI desktop download. You just need to click on type it, Power BI desktop download, and before downloading that, you just come here and you can see the version. It is the latest version of this January. Okay, January or December. Then they have released 10th of January, and then 64-bit. And what is the file size? So it will be 360 MB. Okay, 360 MB file size. This is the details. And next one is system requirement. What are the system requirements we need to have? So you need to have, you can have Windows 10, Windows 10 also you can have, Windows 8 or Windows 8.1, and Windows Server 2019, and Windows 11. So anything will work for to install the Power BI desktop. Okay. For Microsoft, so in Internet Explorer, it should be Internet Explorer 10. But so use the Power BI desktop always. For you using Power BI service and other features in Power BI service, so you need to better to use Windows 8 and above. Okay, do not use Internet Explorer. So it will not be looks good. The report looks not good in Internet Explorer. Okay. So Microsoft Power BI desktop is available for 32-bit and 64-bit. So I can say I can prefer only for 64-bit, so that the performance will be good. Okay. So these are the system requirements. Okay. So once you check your system requirements, then you come here and click on download. Okay. Click on download. Can anybody share the screen? And because I have already downloaded, right? So I don't want to download again. So can anybody share and try to download, so that I can guide you how to download it. So once you click on download, it will download it, and then you just need to install it. That's it. So if you guys anybody want to download it, then I'm so you can share your screen and I can help you to download that. You want to share Yastara Harish? Can you share your screen? Or Vikrant or Gopi Krishna? Anybody?
Sorry, Rajesh, I can't share. I can't download it. Mac won't support Power BI.
Yeah.
Since actually నాది సిస్టమ్ కాంబినేషన్ అంతగా లేదు, డౌన్లోడ్ అవ్వట్లేదు అది.
Okay. Any other like Sanjeev?
Can I share? You cannot share start screen while.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me give the accept all request. Okay. Can you try now? Sanjeev, right? Or Gopi?
No, Kishore.
Kishore. Okay.
Kishore.
Can you try now?
No, it is coming again. You cannot share the screen while other participant is sharing.
Okay, let me stop my share. Okay. Yeah, and now you can try it. I think it should work, no?
Okay, can share.
Yeah, it is coming. Okay, yes.
Already I have downloaded.
You have downloaded, huh? Okay, it is downloading, right? 2 minutes left. So 60 feel good camera, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I have a doubt. I know somewhat about Azure admin. Okay, this is useful for this.
Yeah, I mean, while you are giving the interviews, you can tell them like, so I have a good, I have experience in Azure, like what you have done in Azure, you can explain it.
Okay, we have created VNet somewhat. We just I tried.
No, in Azure, like where you have worked, I mean, in which area? Databricks or Data Factory, where you have worked?
No, I didn't work anywhere, but I have when my cousin have thought that we can create VNet separate. Okay. Like that. For basic functions.
I think, see, like, I mean, in Power BI, so Azure, if you have Azure knowledge, that is also, but see, in any technology, if you have any another tool or knowledge or experience, that is obviously added advantage, but that is not a mandatory, I can say, to learn Power BI. So as I said, like SQL basics are, I mean, that is a prerequisites. So you just need to know the SQL basics, and then you have to put enough in Power BI desktop. Okay. But you can write like what you know. You can write in a resume, and then they will ask the questions on Azure, like what are the stuff you know in Azure. That is also fine. Yeah. So just open that Power BI desktop.
With me.
Yeah. Okay, and then install it. Go to the downloads. Okay, yeah, run. Yeah, next. It is very simple to download and easy to access. So there is no like complex steps are there. So you just need to type it in Google, like Microsoft Power BI, Power BI desktop download, and then check the system requirements and then install it. Then it will directly install it. It will not ask anything. But so see, click on next. I'll tell you later. Okay, accept, and then next. Okay, so it's in an Power BI desktop. Okay, create desktop shortcut install. Okay, so for Harish and other guys who are not having proper configuration or laptop, so it is very difficult. I'm saying, so you have to have a laptop. Okay, that is most basic thing, because otherwise you cannot practice, right? So
Yeah,
just take it from our friends, or just take the laptop. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, what we have to do? Swipe.
Yeah. I mean, just close it, or do not close, also fine. Okay, just close, and just close this one also. Yeah. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయకపోతే యూ విల్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఫర్గెట్. సో ఈ రోజు చెప్పినది ఈ రోజు, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ రోజు చెప్పిన ఈ రోజు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయలేదు, లేకపోతే రెఫర్ చేయలేదు అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్, బికాస్ ఇన్ ఎనీ టెక్నాలజీ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ద మోర్ యూ ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ ద మోర్ యూ గెట్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ కెన్ సే. సో అందుకే ల్యాప్టాప్ అనేది మినిమం రిక్వైర్మెంట్. సో జస్ట్ వర్బల్ గా మీరు ఎంత విన్నా, ఎంత 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 మాట్లాడినా వేస్ట్. సో అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ యూ గో ఇన్ టు ద సిస్టమ్ అండ్ స్టార్ట్ యూజింగ్ దోస్ ఆప్షన్స్, then only you will understand very well how these functions and options will work.
Sure, boy. We'll get it done. New one.
Yeah. So after 10 days we'll start process the resume. Okay, after 10 days, I mean once at least the minimum concepts which we need to finish. After that we'll start preparing the resumes. Okay, at least maybe 2 weeks. Okay, and 2 weeks, within 2 weeks we will start preparing the resumes, and we'll put in Naukri and all. So that it will take at least some time to get interview calls and all, right?
Yeah, okay, sir.
But I'm saying, like, before putting the resumes, I'll just take the mock-ups, guys. So that is most important, because if you don't know anything and you are going for the interviews, I mean we are taking the interviews, that is not used. At least I'll take the mock-ups. I'll take the mock-up into the basics only. I will ask, okay, what we have, what we will cover in the sessions. Okay, those things only I will ask. But you just need to be prepared, so that is good for you only. So I'm not scaring you guys, but until unless you are not know something, then it is useless, right?
Yes, Rajesh.
Internet slow ఉందా కిషోర్?
కొంచెం స్లో. పవర్ పాయింట్స్ ఇది ఇన్వర్టర్ మీద నడుస్తుంది.
ఓకే ఓకే. Okay, finish. Yeah, now yeah, cancel this. Yeah, it is already there in your desktop. Okay, so double click on it. That's it. It is downloaded already. This is how you just need to do it to other guys also. Okay.
Okay.
It is already launching. Just wait for 1 minute. Okay. So this is how the laptop. Sorry, this is how the desktop will be. And let me. You just stop sharing. Kishore, then I will do it because I have already installed it.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
See now, once it is downloaded, just click on Power BI desktop. So it will be like this. So it will ask your credentials. Just ignore it. Just cancel it. So without your credentials also, you can work on it. So whenever, but in companies in real time. So what you need to do? So whenever you open the laptop, whenever you open the Power BI desktop, then you just need to click on get started. Then you need to give your company email ID. Okay, you just need to give your company email ID and password. They will provide you the company email ID as right and the password also. The Windows password you just need to provide it. But once you have license, okay, they will provide once you join the company. So they will install the Power BI desktop and then they will give your Power BI Pro or Premium based on their requirement. They will give the licenses, and then once you access that, then it will show your name. Okay, it will show your name here. Let me show you in my company. Okay, okay, so let's open Power BI desktop. Okay, see now it is already showing because I have already logged in with my email ID. See Rajesh Poluru at westcon.com. This is my client. Okay, see in for example, let's say just forget about this because I am working in two companies, so that is the reason. So if I log in with my TCS, then it will be rajesh.poluru@tcs.com. And this is my another company, so that is the reason it is showing westcon.com. Okay, rajesh.poluru@westcon.com. So you will have, so I mean you guys know, right? So for example, so for every company there will be a different clients, right? For me, like, so I am working in TCS and my client will be Ecolab. That is a client. Ecolab is a client. Okay, and TCS is my company who is paying money. The same way, for example, XYZ. You guys are, for example, Vikrant is working in IBM. Okay, his client will be different. His client will be McAfee. His client will be anything. His client will be based on their clients. Okay, McAfee or Hotstar, whatever. So you will have the Power BI license for the client only, but it depends on the company. So they will provide your IBM, for IBM also they will provide Power BI license, and for client also. Anyway, client is a mandatory. For client, you should have a license because you are working for the client, right? You are not working for the IBM. You are working for the client. You are doing the client work. Okay. So, but from IBM. So from IBM, through IBM. So that is the reason you will have a client email ID. The client email ID, for example, for me, Ecolab, right? So it will be rajesh.poluru@ecolab.com. Okay, rajesh.poluru@ecolab.com. So I am working in another company. So that is which the company name is APN Consulting. That is who is paying money for me. But I am working for this client based on through APN Consulting. APN Consulting is another company, so which I am working. They hired me for this client called Westcon. Okay, so So we are working for the Westcon client. That is the reason I'm logged as a with the login. I'm logging with Westcon email ID. So what I'm saying ultimately is like, so you will have to log in with your client email ID, so that you will access their company data and company information, the client information. I mean, any doubt, like తెలుసు కదా మీకు, అంటే కంపెనీ ఉంటుంది, తర్వాత క్లయింట్ ఉంటుంది, ఐడియా
తెలుసు అన్న.
సో కంపెనీ అనేది ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టీసీఎస్, ఐబిఎం, హెచ్సిఎల్, విప్రో, ఇవన్నీ మన కంపెనీస్ మనల్ని హైర్ చేసుకుంటాయి. తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి డిఫరెంట్ క్లయింట్స్ ఉంటాయి. డిఫరెంట్ క్లయింట్స్ అంటే who are giving the work, and IBM or Wipro is giving the support to the clients. Okay, giving support to the clients. అంటే మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, మనం వాళ్ళ వర్క్ తీసుకొని వాళ్ళ డేటా తీసుకొని మనం వాళ్ళకి రిపోర్ట్స్ వాళ్ళకి సపోర్ట్ ఇస్తున్నాం. సో that is, those are the, we call it as a clients and customers. Okay, clients వేరే clients ఉండొచ్చు. Client itself is a company, అది కూడా కంపెనీనే, బట్ they are taking support from us, and they are paying based on their support. But IBM, we are joined in IBM, or we are joined as a TCS, so we are who are paying money to us. Okay, నేను TCS లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నా, TCS నాకు డబ్బులు ఇస్తుంది. బట్ టీసీఎస్ కి ఈకోలాబ్ క్లయింట్ ఉంది, ఈకోలాబ్ వాళ్ళు మనకి వర్క్ ఇస్తారు, ఈకోలాబ్ నుంచి ఈకోలాబ్ వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ టీసీఎస్ కి డబ్బులు ఇస్తారు. ఓకే, టీసీఎస్ కి మనీ ఇస్తారు, అది ప్రాసెస్ అనమాట. జస్ట్ ఒక బేసిక్ ఐడియా చెప్తాను అనమాట. సో అందుకు ఏమంటారంటే, మీరు క్లయింట్ తో లాగిన్ అవ్వాలి, క్లయింట్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడితో లాగిన్ అవ్వాలి. వన్స్ యూ జాయిన్ ద కంపెనీ, దే విల్ అసైన్ యూ అ క్లయింట్. ఓకే, దే విల్ అసైన్ యూ ప్రాజెక్ట్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ XYZ క్లయింట్ అసైన్ చేశారు నీకు, సో క్లయింట్ లాగిన్ డీటెయిల్స్ అని నీకు ఇస్తారనమాట. సో ఆ లాగిన్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడితో లాగిన్ అవుతే, సో ద స్క్రీన్ విల్ బి లైక్ దిస్. సో దిస్ is how Power BI desktop looks like. Okay, then once we started the sessions, then I will explain you. So this is what I said. So filter on the page level filter, report level filter, visual level filter. Here this is the filter pane, and this is the visualization pane, where you can see all the different kinds of visuals. Okay, stacker bar chart, stacker column chart. These are the different visuals. These are the default visuals we have. If you want to go for the custom visuals, you just need to get more visuals, and then import visual. If you click on get more visuals, it will take us to the Microsoft Store. And there you can search for the different kind of visuals, and you can download them. And then this is the fields pane. Once you click on get data, then for example, if I want to get the data from Excel workbook, then you can click on Excel workbook. And then once you get the data, then it will show all the fields. For example, customer, material, product, price, quantity, year, fiscal year, calendar year, call quarter, everything you can see it. Okay, today I'm just giving a brief about the desktop, but in that session, like I'll explain you each and every option, so that you will come to know how you can get the data and everything. But you understand, right? So how we need to download the Power BI desktop. Okay, how you can download the Power BI desktop, and every month they will release a new updates. They will provide the new release with the new features. Okay, for example here, so in view, for example, these are the options we have for this month. Okay, see, for example, I have not updated the latest version. My version will be, for example, if you want to see the version in interview, sometimes they will ask which Power BI desktop version you are using. So in this case, if you want to know that, you just need to click on help, and then if you click on about, then you can see that. So my release is August, so I have not downloaded. It is not a mandatory, but if you want to see the new latest features, you can download it. Okay, but in real time, so you will not have the permissions to update the some softwares, right? So that is the reason you always contact with your system admin, IT admins. Okay, so I'm working with the August release only. I have not updated from August onwards. Okay, so you can do that. I mean, you can check that which version are you using. if you download for the first time, for example, Kishore is downloaded, right? He will see the latest version of Power BI desktop. Kishore, you can check it, okay? You just open the Power BI desktop and go to the help and click on about. Then you can see it will be December or January. It should be in January. Yeah, you are seeing January only, right?
డిసెంబర్ ఉంది నా దాంట్లో నిన్న
Okay, yeah, maybe December, yeah, January. I think I'm sorry for that because January అవ్వలేదు కదా. So this is ఇంకా మరి 10 days అయింది January. సో జనవరి అయిపోయిన తర్వాత సో ఫిబ్రవరి ఫస్ట్ వీక్ లో జనవరి వర్షన్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తారనమాట. సో డిసెంబర్ విల్ బి ద లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్. సో హూ ఎవర్ డౌన్లోడ్ ద పవర్ BI desktop today or tomorrow and this month, then they can able to see that December 2021. The version is December 2021. So where you can have all the advanced options, features will be available in your desktop version. Okay. Okay. So that's all from today. So I will share this course content to you guys and just for your reference. Okay. And also I just need your email IDs. Please provide your email IDs, personal email IDs. I will send one EAF form to you. Then just fill your details in the EAF form and send back to me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Actually, Rajesh, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Actually, in previous company we have one email ID, and recently we have put in another email ID for Azure. I have given some entries for Azure.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, what you can do is like you can create a new Gmail ID, okay, new Naukri account, everything, and old Naukri account just inactive, make it inactive, or if possible delete it, old Naukri profiles, because we have got that scenario for Vikrant. He was the previous company he was working as a HR executive, and they found it and they said that you are working as a HR executive, but you are telling that you are currently working as a Power BI developer. So that should not happen. So please delete Naukri profiles, whichever you have put in previously. Delete the Naukri profiles and create a new fresh Naukri with a new Gmail ID and new mobile number, so that it will be fresh for your Power BI. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be a new profile, new Gmail account, new mobile number. Mobile number will be fine, but at least if possible, try to change new mobile number also if possible, or else it's okay. But delete the Naukri profile, old Naukri profiles. To everybody I'm saying, okay, not only for Kishore, for everybody, delete old Naukri profiles, and then create a new Gmail account for this for Power BI. So maybe make it like, for example, kishore.pba@gmail.com or gopikrishna.pba@gmail.com, something like that. You create it so that it will be only for Power BI. Okay, just create the new Gmail accounts, and then I will send the EF forms and provide me that those email IDs. Then I will send the EF forms and just fill it all the details and send back to me. Okay. Clear? Huh? So just I'm saying once again, every day I'll say, like, so wherever you get confused, or if I'm going fast, or if you are not understanding something, or if you're not understanding my English, or you can tell me anytime. Okay, just give me the feedback that is fine. I'm okay with that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. You can take
Harish, I think you log in with the two I don't know.
సిస్టమ్ కొంచెం వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు. సో మొబైల్ ప్లస్ నేను
సో ఒకటి మూవ్ చేసి మాట్లాడా చెప్పు.
ఇన్ కేస్ ఏదైనా అర్థం కావాలంటే అడుగుతాను అంటున్నాను సార్.
ఎనీ టైమ్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో డు నాట్ హెసిటేట్. అండ్ ఎన్నిసార్లు అడిగినా ఐ కెన్ టెల్ యూ, బికాస్ అనుకుంటారు కదా ఏంది రెండుసార్లు అడుగుతున్నాడు ఇంటర్వ్యూ ట్రైనర్ ఏమనుకుంటాడు. నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మీ ఎనీ టైమ్. వేర్ ఎవర్ యూ గాట్ డౌట్, యూ జస్ట్ స్టాప్ మీ. I'll explain one or two times. That is fine. And the ultimate goal is you have to understand the concept. That is more important, I can say.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we can done for the day today, and then just download all other guys also. The download Power BI desktop. Then we can start. We can discuss tomorrow for other things. Okay. So maybe in couple of days also, I'll just go very briefly, and then and maybe from Friday or Thursday, then we can start one by one. Okay. Because I just wanted to make you guys understand like how the Power BI and overall Power BI information. Okay, once we are going to the detail, then we will go one by one. Then you will clearly understand.
Anything Saturday, Sunday is holiday or it's okay?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday will not be any classes. Only for weekdays. Okay.
So and course timing things. I mean, any రోజులు course వచ్చేసి totally?
Total 45 days, and 45 days means 45 classes, 45 hours.
45 hours.
Yeah, so that would be more enough. In 45 days, we will cover all the topics. 45 class every day, 1 hour or 1 hour 10 minutes. We'll have a class, okay, and we can cover all the topics. So as I said, like within 2 weeks, I mean, we can start preparing the resume and all. Okay.
Okay. అండ్ ఇంకోటి ఇన్ కేసు ఎప్పుడైనా ఏదైనా క్లాసెస్ మిస్ అయ్యాము అంటే దానికి బ్యాకప్ కోసం రికార్డింగ్
backup, yeah. So I can say please do not skip the classes, okay, but whoever missed the classes, I will just revise once again, okay, revise in the next day class. I will revise briefly, but you can discuss, like you can discuss with the other guys. So you can see the numbers right in the group, so you can discuss what are the topics what are the topic we have covered in the previous session, so that you will also get the knowledge, and the who are explaining, that guy also get more knowledge, right? He's just explaining to you, so that he is just revise his topics also, so that's where you will get more knowledge. You will get so many doubts, and who is explaining, he will also get some doubts, right? So just this is all about the group discussion and sharing the knowledge, I can say. I will just revise the classes. Whoever missed the class, I will revise in the next class very briefly, just 10 to 15 minutes. And if you want to have a detailed information, just contact with other guys who already attend the class, so that you can share the knowledge. I mean, both of you. Okay.
Okay, sir. And Saturday, Sunday is classes holiday.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday will not be any classes. So whenever the class is finished, so take the break, have some time, and then start practicing. Then as I said, like 2 hours is quite enough for the day. One day 2 hours is enough, and then 1 hour for SQL. Just do this practice and you are good enough, I can say.
I just have some doubt.
Yeah.
Now you said yesterday that SQL is basic is enough. Then we have Azure basics is enough to this.
No, actually Azure, see, like some companies will use Azure and some companies will not use Azure, right? But SQL, 90% companies will use SQL. Okay. 90% of the companies will use SQL. So just practice. I mean, just see the SQL basics. So Azure, it is just added advantages to you. Okay, just you can put in your resume as Azure. What are the how you what you know in Azure? Just you can mention in resume.
Yes.
Okay, you don't need to practice Azure and all. So for Azure, I think it is all about the licensing. So you cannot practice also without license. You just need to price.
Yeah. Without license, yeah. You can pay as percentage.
Yeah, that is a problem. But in SQL, so you can download without a license also, right? So you can download the SQL, and you can even directly practice online also by using the W3 schools. Okay, you can do online also. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Clear, right? Any questions from anybody?
Rajesh, just 1 second. Yes, are we going to work on BI from tomorrow, or it will take time?
Sorry?
Are we going to work on BI tomorrow, or is the theoretical part also tomorrow?
Yeah, it will be theoretical part only, but I can show you the Power BI service and everything. I'll give first briefly, like I'll give idea, like I mean, what is this about? What is this all? And what is the Power BI service and all? What is the Power BI desktop? And what are the options we have? Okay, but once that topic is come, then I'll explain very detail.
The reason why I asked is I have to buy a new one, so I just asked you.
Yeah, that's what. So just I mean, just take your time tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So maximum by Friday, then we will start actual sessions. Okay. I mean, I can show you I mean, I'll take the data and I'll create the report. Okay.
Okay, Rajesh. Yeah.
Okay. Then we can close for the day. See you tomorrow then. Okay?